What's going on, YouTube? My name is FG3000, back in the place to be, and welcome to Hunters League. Now, I wanted to call this game a hero collector, but it's not a hero collector. I guess it's more of a weapon collector. If that doesn't make any sense, do not worry. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, first things first, as you can see, art style-wise, this game it has a much different look than a lot of the other mobile RPGs on the mobile store right now. So it does do a good job of setting itself apart with its art style. So, you know, definitely gets props there. Here is my roster, and this is kind of what I was talking about earlier when I said that this game is not really a hero collector. So these four characters, Ian, Sally, Douglas, and Michelle, are the same four characters that everybody will have. Everyone will have the same exact four. You can do you can customize them a little bit by buying outfits and things like that. The game gives you a couple of outfits for free, but of course, that's a cash shop item for the most part, and they do have stats. So that'll be something that we talk about a little bit later. But that's basically it. These are your core team. However, to make them a little bit different, they do have different weapon sets. Now, if you take Ian, for example, he has a dual Blades of Fury. He has these Vortex Blades, a Moonlight Sword, which is more of like a two-hander, a spear, and then he has a few others that I do not have unlocked just yet. If you take a look at Sally, she has these shackle orbs. She has a Thunderbolt orb if she wants to go more DPS. She can also bring this like little healing pack if she wants to go more heals, and there's some more that I don't have unlocked there. Guardian Shield for tanking, Thorny Shield for kind of like a damage shield. He can also use a giant bomb launcher, and then last but not least, I have Michelle here, who specializes in guns and then like weird other weapons that I don't have unlocked yet, daggers and pistols and rakes and all kinds of good stuff. Now, my first point of one point I'm not super happy with right off the bat. My first point of criticism, that was the word I was looking for, is that the game only has 4 characters, but you can only bring 3 of them into combat with you. Really? I mean, why not just let me use all 4 characters? So if someone dies, so if Sally dies, Michelle will jump right in her place. But I'm like, just let me use all 4 characters. I see no reason to restrict me in a game that only has 4 characters to only let me use 3. That seems really kind of crazy. Now, if you look at the screen, you see these up arrows here. Now, the weapons that you want to bring into combat, you definitely want to bring the weapons that have an advantage towards the enemies that you're using. And the game will tell you what weapons have advantages to the enemies that you're about to face. So pretty easy to select the weapons that you need to use. And there is a good degree of, you know, you can customize your team and use the weapons that you want. And I used the wrong weapon for Ian, that sucks. You can kind of customize what weapons you want, but at the end of the day, you want to bring the weapons where it's going to make the enemies as weak as possible, right? So that's basically that. As you can see, each character has one skill, nothing that you haven't seen in other hero collectors. There is something that's slightly different on certain weapons. I'm going to turn off autoplay just for a second. Now watch Ian. I can actually hold this up and charge it up. So if I want to do something like that, I can. And the cool thing about the autoplay in this game is that it has a degree of, you can kind of tailor make the way that the abilities go off. So if you want to set your autoplay up so that Ian always shoots off at ×1 charge, you can, or you can make it set up that he always charges up to ×3 when he attacks. So you do have a little bit of, you know, that's something that you don't see every day when it comes to autoplay, being able to kind of set up tactics for your autoplay as well. So that's something totally different. So as you can see, we're just kind of going through here. There's no ×2 speed, but I think that the speed itself is decent enough. It doesn't really need one. A lot of other mobile hero collectors, I'm going to call it a hero collector, I guess, just because the gameplay loop is so similar. Most hero collectors go really slow, so you have to have a ×2 or a ×3 speed. This one does a pretty good job here. Also, another neat thing about this game, we'll see if this boss requires me to do it at all. So I have all of my characters selected here, and let's say this boss does something really crazy. He might not, but I'm gonna wait to see if he actually does something. Doesn't look like he will, but I can move my characters around as well. So if the boss does a really massive telegraph, I can get out of the red circles. You know, just like in World of Warcraft, things like that. Ian's about to die here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop my ultimate. Nice. So down he goes. And you can build up that bar over time as well. So pretty straightforward. I got a 2-star there because I didn't defeat it fast enough. I was supposed to defeat it in 100 seconds. Womp womp, did not do it. And that's basically combat here in Hunter's League. Now, let's talk about the actual, what are you going to be upgrading? What are you going to be leveling? That type of gameplay. So there's also, first things first, as far as combat is concerned, let's go back to adventure just for 1 second. So this is your typical hero collector style adventure. You go through the stages, you get 3 stars, you keep moving on. There are dungeons that you can fight, so you can fight a boss 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. You can fight this boss here, and other bosses will unlock as you do that. The bosses are a little bit more, they take a little bit more, I don't want to say strategy, but they have a lot more HP. So you definitely need to be prepared before you fight one of these bosses. And we might fight one at the very end of the video. Like I said, they have quite a bit of HP, so it takes a while to do. Last but not least, you have this thing called the Mid-Realm. This is a place where you can go and get materials for your weapons, but you only have a limited amount per day. Kind of like an elite stage in any other mobile hero collector style game. So if you go over here to the home screen, you'll spend most of your time in this screen right here, which is, like I said, as far as art style, they did a really good job. So here's my armory, and here's all of the weapons that I have access to so far. These little red dots are very awesome because they tell you exactly what you can upgrade and what you can't. You can upgrade your weapons to whatever your commander level is. So my commander level is level 15, so I can make my weapons go all the way up to level 15. You can evolve these weapons as well, and as you evolve them, the looks change. So as you can see, you can gather materials over time, and then those materials will allow you to get better weapons over time and get better looks over time. So that's that there. And then there's a skill point system as well, which I always hate these things. I hate them so much. Just let me just like get maxed out skill. Why do I have to wait to put more skill points in? And as you can see, there's a timer that will waste while you're sleeping, which that's the reason why I hate skill point systems that have to regenerate over time. It's just just lame. If I'm level 15, give me my max skill points for level 15. Let me just do it. But I digress. But like I said, and there you go, you go through different stages to get materials to make your weapons stronger, and you kind of want to have all of your weapons up to a good degree of strength, because like I said, you never know when you're going to go into a stage where one weapon is going to be stronger than another weapon, so that's that. Other than that, you have your hunter. These, like I said, they'll always stay the same, but you have abilities to give them EXP, and you can change your outfits. As you can see here, I have an outfit equipped here, and then I can unequip that. That's her normal look right there. And then I have this other look right here, which is like this cowgirl outfit. Oops. Both of these you get for free for just for playing the game. So that's that. Yippee. But like I have to go back to my first point here. I just don't understand why they don't let all 4 characters fight. It just seems like just a weird oversight. Other than that, what else is in the game? You have guilds, of course. You have a friends list, which is pretty, that's not the friends list button, sorry. You have a friends list that's actually semi-useful. Most games, I don't think a friends list is useful at all. But in this game, you can rent out your weapons. Just kind of like other games where you can put your character out so other people can use your characters. Same thing here. People can rent your weapons and you get bonuses for that. So those type of friends lists I'm okay with. If people can use my strong characters or my strong weapons and then I get bonuses the more other people use them, I'm okay with that type of friends list. But just having a generic friends list, I just always like, meh, what's the point? Of course you have a guild, which is called a company in this game. And then of course there is PvP, as you would expect. Nothing too crazy here. We'll do some PvP really quick. It's all autoplay when it comes to the PvP to keep it fair. This guy's team level 21. I don't know why I clicked on him. No, I don't want to fight that guy. Let me see. Wow, these guys are all super strong. All right, well, you're going to go ahead and see me get destroyed. So let's go ahead. Oh, well, I want to fight that guy with 16,000 battle power. Let me fight that guy. Now, this is where there's a little bit of tactics that can be used here. So this is the autoplay that you can set up. Now, like I said earlier, if I want him to just fire off at a 2 charge or 3 charge, I can set that here in this screen, which is pretty interesting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in here. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to change Ian's weapon to the Moonlight Sword. All right, and I'll show you the strategy here, all right? There's actually a little bit of strategy in the PvP, even though I'm probably gonna get destroyed. So since you can only go out there with 3 people, the 4th person you bring out has to have a little bit of strategy involved, right? And I see what this guy is probably doing. So he has his tank coming out as the backup. I guarantee his tank is using a ranged weapon, but let's see here. So I like to start off with my tank. I have my healer, and then I have my gun girl just doing some DPS on the side. So I'm about to kill his Ian. I guarantee he has a ranged weapon. Alright, so here he comes. Here comes his backup. No, he has another shielder? I don't know if that's a good strategy. But now look at that. So his shielder is basically boxing out my 2 DPS in the back there. It's actually pretty interesting. This is one of the more interesting PvP style games when it comes to just pure autoplay. It's a little bit more interesting than I thought it would be. But the person that you bring in your backup is very important because they can kind of shift the battle for you. I like to bring Ian because he can kind of just go out and just kill people that are low health with his 2-hander. But his backup didn't really do very well. Down they go. I always like to lead off with my tank just so my DPS can just kind of do her work. And of course I like to bring heals. Just I like to fight the attrition game, right? Because I'm not doing a ton of DPS because I have a tank, I have a healer, and I have 1 DPS in this lineup. But I feel like I can just wear them out just enough and let Ian come out and finish them off. But that's PvP here in Hunters League. That is Hunters League for the most part. You pretty much know what the rest of the gameplay loop in a game like this is. You're going to continue to go through... Why can I not press this button? You're going to continue going through the adventure mode, going through PvP. I'm not going to go through all these icons on the left-hand side of the screen because they're all just like things that you can buy, so we're not going to really look at that. That is what it always is. But that's pretty much it. In a nutshell, I don't have these last 2 things opened up, but I'm pretty sure I know what they are. This is called Resource Battle, so I'm pretty sure it's just a place limited use per day to go in and get resources. And this is level 30. I don't know what this is because it doesn't tell me. Alpha hunting. I think it's just to go fight bosses. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. But that's that. That opens up at level 30, and I was not willing to continue to play at level 30, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. But that's it. So there you have it. That is Hunters League. We'll go ahead and end the video fighting this guy here, which is a boss. And maybe we can kind of check out some of the... Okay. Oh, man, that sucks. Actually, okay, you're going to be in backup. We're not going to run a tank in this one. Watch this. This is going to be really bad. Nah, screw that. We're going to run a tank. Let's switch out Ian. We'll have Ian as backup. We're still going to run a tank, even though his weapon is not good against this fight. We're still going to do it anyway. We're going to bring a healer, and then we're going to bring our DPS. All right, let's go. I might not do this entire fight because these can be a little spongy. But hopefully this will show you what I mean about using the ability to move all your characters out of telegraphs. Down you go. I wish you could turn off their text. Down they go. And here is the boss. Alright. So let's see if he does anything. And I can move them one at a time, but that's too much effort. Way too much effort. What is he doing? He's just walking forward. Alright, look at that. I ran like through the telegraph, but I could have did that way better. Hold up. Give me another chance. Give me another chance. Alright, move up. So I got my 2 DPS out of it. My tank was in provoke mode, so he was moving way too slow. Move up, out of the telegraph, no one gets hit. So that's the whole gimmick behind that. But that will do it, guys. Once again, my name is FG3000. This is Heroes League. Definitely check it out if you're interested in it. I probably won't continue. No, not probably. I will not be continuing to play this game. Not because it's bad, just because it just doesn't appeal to me as much as it. I like the idea of them trying to do something different with the weapon system, but I'm more interested in characters. I would rather have more characters and weapons, but that's just my opinion. You might not have that same opinion, so if you don't, check out the game. Android as well as iOS. Once again, I'm FG3000. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next video. Later.